Hello everybody, welcome back. It's Cape Rugby TV. Every Wednesday we talk about what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby. Before we get started tonight, big thanks of course to our partners on board with us, Score Energy Drinks. You can win yourself a case of Score during the course of the show. You see it in all its glory there behind me now. And of course MChem 24-hour pharmacy on the corner of N1 and Durban Road. Right folks, my trusty colleague tonight, Jerome Parvata. Jerome, welcome back.
Yeah, JP, it's good to be back, and it's good to still talk rugby on the 7th of December, I think. And we still talk rugby, so it's good.
Well, it's like we said, it doesn't really stop. In fact, I sent a message to John Dobson yesterday. He's on his way overseas. Stormers are busy playing, and you guys also, under 21s and the Varsity Cup, community education, it all just carries on.
Yeah, I mean, Stormers are in France. They play Clermont on Saturday.
Yeah.
So they're playing, yeah, and we, with the club guys, we're still busy, going strong. So yeah, we're busy.
And it's the HSBC Sevens this weekend.
And it's in Cape Town, so it's a full house.
Yeah, and of course, by the way, folks, for those of you who don't know, it's the Cape Town 10s next year, but as well as the Western Province Rugby Community 10s coming up. Folks, tonight we're going to go back down to the High Performance Centre where we catch up with the Western Province under 21 club rugby squad, otherwise known as the Dizers. Is that now the name, Jerome?
Yeah, that's
right.
sort of the name, just to have a difference between the amateur and the professional side.
Yeah, yeah. And you guys, of course, are getting ready for early season start. So we'll take a look at what's happening with the club rugby guys that have come through the ranks. We'll catch up with some of their gym training sessions as well as their on-field training sessions. And then, of course, the Western Province similar vein women's rugby squad is also training. And we go down to the High Performance Centre to catch up with some of the players there. And then Unimil is busy with pre-season training, as of course are a number of the other clubs. Jerome, are you in touch with clubs that are busy with pre-season? It seems like there's quite a few clubs that are actually busy getting ready.
I speak to a lot of the coaches when they come to the HPC when we're busy with this club squad, and they're all busy on a Tuesday and on a Thursday. So the club guys, I think they're going to be very fit next year because we're busy on Mondays and Wednesdays, and Tuesdays and Thursdays they're the club. But it's good, they're busy.
Yeah. No, well, we're going to talk more about that in a second because it does look like clubs took their boots off only for a few days before hanging them up for before pre-season. But right, let's go down to the High Performance Centre. Jerome's under 21 side is busy, at least not the under 21 side, but the club rugby guys that have come through the ranks are training at the High Performance Centre. This feature was brought to you by MChem 24-hour pharmacy and Score Energy Drinks. This feature was brought to you by MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy and Score Energy Drinks. Well, it certainly looks like, yeah, Jerome, I mean, for the club rugby guys at the High Performance Centre to have that environment, it looks pretty fancy.
Yeah, and I mean...
Or you're so used to it now that it's not...
No, but I mean, the guys are actually fortunate to have, because the head strength and conditioning coach, Rifat Jappi, is helping them in the evenings, and fellow Sangweni was doing the Curry Cup strength and conditioning. So it's very experienced guys, and you can see from the footies what the guys are doing, and that's the guys in the gym now was the backs, so we split the backs in the forwards. So yeah, so they get proper gym coaching also.
Right, let's catch up quickly on the side there with some of the players. We managed to speak to Vineyards Rugby Football Club player Malcolm Theo, as well as Collegians player Takir Narko. This feature was brought to you by MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy and Score Energy Drinks.
Yes, like om nie alleen te vertel nie, is nog altyd tough. Ja, maar het is lekker om weer in die ding te komen. So ja, het is een genootzaak dat je weet, je doet het voor jezelf en je kan jezelf druk. Ja, dat is maar een van die dingen hoekom mensen rugby speel. Je speelt rugby om meer mensen te ontmoeten en verschillende achtergronden bij elkaar te brengen. So ja, dat is een van die wat je net moet enjoy. Ja, definitief. Dat is een van die dingen, zoals hulle altijd zeggen, het is nooit te oud om te leren. En ik bedoel, een van de beste faciliteiten. So definitief, heads up voor die coaches wat hulle job doen en voor ons een beetje meer van hulle kennis afdwingen op ons.
Yeah, I just want to say it's amazing being out there and recording the sevens. It was a good hit back for us, and I just want to say this is a very successful thing we're having here. So, like I'm saying, we're all getting along with one another now from different areas and different clubs. Not necessarily A or B, it's from all the sections. So I think it's a great hit for us as club rugby. Yeah, like you could see, yeah, it's like a bit more of a structure, man. Like playing in our league is not like as structure as it is here. So, like you know where to go from, where to play from which side, where to play, what to play on which side. So yeah, I think this is a great way to start the season.
This feature was brought to you by MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy and Score Energy Drinks. Jerome, you're into, well, we're going to talk about the phases of coaching in a second year, but for the guys now, are you seeing the progression after 5 weeks of you having them there? Are they getting stronger? I mean, we see Takir talking there from Collegians, and I got a video, in fact, yesterday from Collegians Rugby Football Club where they're busy with their pre-season training. The guys are looking exceptionally strong and big and fit already.
Yeah, JB, we told the club coaches the first meeting that we have, they will see the difference. And they're all very happy because they can see the difference. The guys are stronger,
Yeah.
Some guys are bigger, who's supposed to get bigger. Guys who are supposed to lose weight have lost weight. Guys are running better. So all the stats and all the running times that we have, they improve on everything. So that's very good.
All right, we're definitely going to talk about that more. In the meantime, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll go back to the High Performance Centre. We'll catch up with the players on the side of the field. Welcome back, folks. You're watching Cape Rugby TV. Remember, we're here on Cape Town TV, DSTV channel 263. Of course, free to air in Cape Town. And we're every week talking about what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby. Rugby doesn't stop. And don't forget, of course, our repeats on Saturday mornings from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock. Make sure you tell your friends. Stay tuned. This is the show that takes a look and, of course, talks about the clubs. And, of course, what we're talking about in this case is the progression from club rugby into the more senior levels. Jerome, you've got now a number of the club rugby players that are there, but it's 5 weeks. It was not just a question of pitch up and play. You've gone through quite a sequence here. You're now in what I call phase 5. Yeah. But how would you define it? If you look through the weeks, have you built it in phases? Yeah,
we definitely. I mean, first week was basically just testing and take the guys' heights and their weight. Yeah. So it was just a testing week, that first week. Second week we started more combining rugby with conditioning games to get them on their cardio up again. And then week 3, we started bringing in set pieces. Week 4, we build up on the set pieces. We're in week 5 now, where we're going into rugby specific, which is sort of plays from scrums, plays from line down, set piece, and yeah, in defense.
So going from where you were in the first week, and I know that you've had some of the coaches there as well from the clubs, going to that, the first week started with testing. During this 5-week phase, do you do more testing? Do you check again to see the progression?
Yeah, we can pick up on the guys on their running, and while we play these conditioning games, we pick up. But before they leave, we'll obviously test again with the speed testing, so that we know where they leave, and when they come back, they going back with when we stop, they're going with the program. They go off, they're not totally off, so they got a program that they have to follow. So when they come back, we expect them to be on the same or better.
All right, well, the scales will be out, but let's go to the side of the field now, where the guys are now moved from the gym onto the field to polish the rugby training side of it, so to speak. This feature was brought to you by MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy and Score Energy Drinks. This feature was brought to you by MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy and Score Energy Drinks. Right, Jerome, guys on the side of the field, or at least on the field there, what are we looking at? I'm seeing a lot of hand skills, I'm seeing a lot of, are you in a certain phase here now?
Yeah, look, we into basically the rugby phase now.
Yeah.
So we started off there with like the basic warm-up for lineouts, and then Nazim had the backs split, the running to the plays from lineouts, plays from scrums, and then we combined the two with playing from scrums and playing from lineouts with sort of our structure.
Is this the part where you start now looking at game plans and strategy for the field for match day?
Yeah, this is exactly what we're busy with now. because next week we're gonna play sort of a
Yeah.
practice game, so
Yeah.
we're busy with that now.
Let's talk about that in a second. We managed to catch up with Durbell's Joaquin Martinez as well as Collegians player Uzair Johnson. This feature was brought to you by MChem 24-hour Pharmacy and Score Energy Drinks.
Yeah, we really happy to be back. Except the body is a bit tough on the body, but we adapted quick. I mean, like you said, long season. Up Durbell going into the finals, body's broken after that. Luckily for me, I didn't play sevens because recovering off from the long season. But yeah, it's been a hard, long year of rugby, but we enjoy being back. Yeah, like playing a whole year against the guys, not really talking to each other, but now finally meeting them, getting to talk to them, training alongside them is very fun. And yeah, like you said, we just started with some team, playing as a team, so being good playing against with each other, and just getting to know the player, and also a different guy, different coaches, getting used to that player, so that's also a lovely thing. Yeah, different environment just brings up more competition in between the guys, just pushing you to become better, because then you can see the place is actually a reality and you can work hard to make your dreams come true. Yeah.
The first few weeks was very tough being out here, because like we had a huge rest like after the sevens, so we stopped training, so we came back here for the first week. So it was very tough. It was a lot of running. So yeah, it was just tough coming back here the first few weeks. Yeah, that's what rugby all about, making friends. If we're playing against them, then we were enemies. But now here at the HPC, we're all friends, getting to know each other, and just building a relationship with each other. Yeah, it is a lot of encouragement for us, because like all these top players have been running on this field. We are running on the same field, so it gives us motivation, because they've been here on this field, so it gives us a lot of motivation to be around here where they were.
This feature was brought to you by MChem 24-hour Pharmacy and Score Energy Drinks. Right, so I nearly said Jacqueline Phoenix there, but it's Jacqueline Martinez as well as Uzair Johnson. Jerome, moving now from the field side of things, you mentioned that the guys now, my understanding is that they've got a couple of matches coming up. In fact, you're playing Chuckers this coming Thursday, UWC against, or you playing against UWC?
Yeah, we're playing UWC next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, yeah.
We're playing Chuckers next Tuesday. So that's basically where we're at now, because when the guys come back, we immediately into game.
So when you're playing on the Chuckers, is it more game time or is it more strategic? I mean, or it's surely not about fitness.
No,
Man, you're not getting in match time now.
No. So it's obviously opportunity. At some stage we have to cut the squad, so it gives us coaches an idea who really can go forward and who we can use, because we currently still with 70 players, which is a lot. So yeah, it gives the guys an opportunity to, it's basically almost like a trial. So we're going to play 3 Chuckers. Yeah.
So it's quite a bit of selection there as well.
Yeah.
And then of course you've got, we're already seeing clubs starting to prepare for next year, but by now you start moving to the fact that this team of yours will play their first match in January against Boland.
Yeah, 22nd of January they play Boland. So yeah, that's why I say the time, there's no time. So the guys are going to take a break now after next week. And then they're still going to follow their program.
Literally 6 weeks time.
And then when they come back, it's into game.
It's all there now. We're going to take a break. When we come back, folks, we're of course going to take a look at what's happening in women's rugby, but we'll carry on talking to Jerome about what's happening in club rugby, because we know that the universities are busy preparing for the Varsity Cup. It's the Sevens in Cape Town this weekend. Some of our players, in fact, from the club rugby structures have made it into the South African national 7 side. We'll talk more about that in a second. Let's take a break. We'll be back now. Welcome back, folks. Jerome Parvat is in studio with me. Of course, always in studio with me. Jerome, while we've got the club rugby players playing, of course, practicing, that you're bringing through the ranks, at the same time, you've got women's rugby preparing on the Saturday.
Yeah, the women's are every Saturday, and I must say, every Saturday there's a few or 2 or 3 extra girls joining, and the squad is getting bigger and bigger, and the girls are getting fit and looking good.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look at some of the training. This feature was brought to you by MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy and Score Energy Drinks. This feature was brought to you by MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy and Score Energy Drinks. DH, I nearly said DH, but we're not there yet, Jerome. But also, women's rugby players coming through from the club structures. Good to see that the clubs are starting to nominate players to get the same kind of experience as the senior players, really.
Yeah, and I mean this squad training there, there's girls would never pass the rugby ball before, but after they had week 6 already. Yeah. After week 6, you can see the handling skills, no drop balls and stuff. So it's amazing how they progress and how they pick up quickly. And like I said, the squad is just growing, and it's good for women's rugby. And are we seeing the same kind of testing and gym exercises? They do the same.
Everything's the same?
Yeah.
All right, well, our DHL, or at least should I say our Western Province Rugby women's side doing incredible. Nice to see the clubs promoting women's rugby. Of course, you'll remember it was just last week that there was a coach's course for women's rugby. And don't forget, of course, every club should have a women's rugby representative to help with the growth of women's rugby. Let's catch up with Sarah Kroner, who's currently practicing with the squad, as well as Lee Fortain. This feature was brought to you by MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy and Score Energy Drinks.
The first time I got here was fitness testing. I definitely saw where I need to improve. It's quite hard, but my fitness has got better since I've got here. So yeah, and it's been a lot of fun being here training. We've really become like a unit, and a lot of us have become good friends, which is a good thing. No, we have. I think no matter how fit you are, how talented you are, like everyone just likes you for who you are, and we're all just good friends. And it's definitely, I mean, it's still a little bit awkward, but we'll get better, and I think we're going places. No, it is. It's awesome because, I mean, growing up, we'd watch, men play rugby, and now getting to watch women and train with women is really encouraging, and it makes you feel like there is an end that you can get to, and like there's a bigger picture of playing for the Springboks, which is incredibly exciting, and I'm hoping one day I can get there. Well, my brother's a massive fan of rugby. He's gone to play in France now, and when we were younger, I think we just passed the ball to each other and like tackle in our garden, and so that was just where I was like, yeah, rugby's pretty cool. I think I'm gonna do it for the rest of my life. So yeah, definitely my brother.
To say to coming back, it was really tough, but as the coaches are motivating us to actually push ourselves to the limits, because they seeing us as becoming the future superstars. So it was actually very nice to actually come here without knowing what they're going to put us into, but to actually come here and put in our best, it was really nice. So yes, most definitely every week there's been a lot of improvement in the girls, and I'm really proud to say that every week there is at least 100% improvement from where we started to where we ended. All of us youngsters, our aim is to actually represent our country, and that is actually our goal. So in order for to get the opportunity to actually train with the Springboks, it's really an opportunity, and I'm grateful for that opportunity that we're actually here to actually have a training session with them in order for us to progress and become the future Springboks.
This feature was brought to you by MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy and Score Energy Drinks. Right, folks, well, of course, as you know, every week we go down to MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy, and the words that I just used is something that you need to remember. MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy, it's always open, always there for you. That's in fact one of their taglines, MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy, always there for you. I love going down to MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy. And just a reminder, I know you've been watching the show for a long time, but again, just a reminder, that MChem, of course, has free parking outside. There's multiple zones at the pharmacy, from the surgical zone, or at least the orthopedic and surgical zone. There's a supplement section upstairs. There's a fantastic coffee shop upstairs also with an ATM in case you need to draw some cash. There's a travel clinic. There is a spa, and then, of course, a dispensary downstairs, which is always available there for you. And they've got specialized nursing sisters and specialized department heads that can give you the right advice, the best advice. In fact, sometimes we've spoken about the orthopedic and surgical zone, where you need to make sure you get the right advice so you don't use the wrong equipment. But I'm always very impressed when I go down to MChem. In terms of the brand selection, they've got the best brands at affordable prices, and if they haven't got something, they'll make sure that they get it for you. You just need to go and ask. So if you're ever not sure, go and try MChem first. So then, just as I said, I mean, we remember over the difficult times, MChem was always open and always there for you, and they continue to do that. In fact, they will continue to be open all the way through Christmas, all the way through the festive season, all the way through the holidays. MChem always open, always there for you. In fact, spoke to Mr. Malach just the other day at MChem, and asked him if he asked if he's going to close. He said, I don't have keys. The keys, there are no keys because the shop is always open. Folks, that's of course MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy. Fantastic. I keep smiling when I'm talking about MChem. It's great stuff. We'll see you after the break. Don't go away. Welcome back, everybody. You're watching Cape Rugby TV. In studio with me, Jerome Parvater. Jerome, from a match point of view, we're not there yet. You've got your under-20s, and at least, I keep thinking under-20s. You've got your club rugby guys going into it. What comes next for the women's, from the women's player point of view? Is it preparing now to get into the women's rugby squad, preparing now to get back to your club so that you can get your club teams themselves ready for 2023?
Yeah, what's going to happen, they're going to the senior women's team or the women's team starting to prepare and start on the 23rd of January. So they're going to come in and sort of follow the same program on a Monday and on a Monday and on a Wednesday, and then the Tuesday and the Thursday they go to their clubs. So they basically gonna have a full program come next year.
Okay, well let's catch up some more of the training behind the scenes. This feature was brought to you by MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy and Score Energy Drinks. This feature was brought to you by MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy and Score Energy Drinks. Jerome, I must say the players are looking quite fit. They're looking quite strong. You were just commenting that you're so impressed with the skills.
Yeah, the skills in the running, JP, is like from where we were way back and where the ladies are now. It's a huge difference, yeah. And it's very good to see. They look like proper athletes now, and they start to look like rugby players.
But the interesting thing is also, you know, and in fact, we've seen at some of the clubs even that we have male and female training together. We're starting to see functional training happen together. We saw it, in fact, at Brackenfell. They posted some videos the other day. Functional training is out. Busy Bees is doing that as well. So we're seeing quite a lot of integration. But the interesting thing here that we're seeing is you've got juniors and seniors training together.
Yeah, they are, and a lot of these juniors, I know there's some 17, some 18 next year, some is 19, yeah. So they will eventually end up playing for the senior team in any case.
Well, I'm glad to see the activity, because that's the whole point. Is it's also a startup process. Keep the wheels turning, but we're also in some cases way past the startup process, because we've got some pretty senior players here. We spoke to Charlize Chacha and Western Province and Springbok women's rugby player Aziza Mkiva. This feature was brought to you by MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy and Score Energy Drinks.
Yeah, I mean, COVID was hard. No rugby, and you had to do all the training on your own and not really see any results or play on field actually. So being back, it's amazing, and being with the family again, it's very nice. Yeah, it's nice to be with the old team, and now a lot of the new girls are coming in, like you said. The juniors, they actually show a lot of talent, and I think they're going to go very far, very fast. So, yeah, I don't think it really matters where you come from. We all have rugby in common, and I think that's enough. It's not only like you have them to compare yourself with, like if you want to be professional, this is where you need to be, but only just to train with them and see, like, okay, so this is how you do it. Like they basically set an example for the younger people now. So it's amazing. Yeah, of course, like with the COVID now, so being back in the IPL, everyone's excited. Everyone wants a spot in the team, so we're putting in the hard work for that now. I think it started when I was younger, not little, so I'm kind of still little, but anyway. My brother is about like 3 times the size of me, and we play tackles in the backyard. So that just showed me that if I can take him down, I mean, come on. So yeah, it started with him, and then watching rugby with my grandmother on the TV. So that's what started. Don't let anything hold you back. If people tell you that you can't do it or whatever, just prove them wrong. Just make that your motivation to prove them that you can do it, and yeah.
For me, it was honest privilege for me to be part of the squad, because from my side, it was my dream to be a Springbok player, but I didn't know I can play for World Cup for SA. So for me, it was a privilege for me to play for SA Rugby. Yes, for me, it was so difficult because I didn't train it when we were off after we come from World Cup. It was 3 weeks off, so back to to the game. So trying to be strong again and start where we stop. It was great experience for us to be in New Zealand, playing against big teams, and we have experience more than anything that we have. It's good to be back to Western Province. It's good to be back in South Africa because it's very different from other country, and I'm happy to be back to Western Province in HPC, back to our game, back to the system. Only thing I can say to them, we must keep working hard so that they can be in the level that we are on, and that we have to work on still to stay in the system of SA Rugby. It's very nice to be back in the system, back to see the young girls training hard, because they are dreaming also now to be Springbok players.
This feature was brought to you by MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy and Score Energy Drinks. Right, folks, women's rugby keeps growing, and it's great to see the players there. Nice to give publicity for our women's rugby players. Every week we give you an opportunity to win yourself a case of Score Energy Drinks. All right, you want to win yourself a case of Score Energy Drinks? You need to go to our Facebook page and spot the ball. Jerome Parvat is solo tonight, and he has an opportunity to try and spot the ball. Jerome, those are your options there. A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3. C1, C2, C3, and so big thanks to Zahida Polis. Jerome, you want to give it a go?
I go.
All right.
I'll go A1.
You're going to go with A1. I'm going to go with B3. Let's have a look here. Where is the ball? And this time Jerome has got it right. How on earth did you get that? I suppose maybe the referee's eyes gave it away. Yeah. It's never easy.
No, it's not.
Right, folks, congratulations. Alvina Philander. Alvina, you walk away with a case of Score Energy Drinks. We're going to get hold of you on Facebook Messenger, and you can come and collect your case of Score Energy Drinks. Remember, folks, you can also enter the Score Energy Drink competition. Just go to our Facebook page, www.facebook.com/Cape Rugby TV, and try and spot the ball. Answer the question there, and we'll see who the lucky winner is. We'll take a break. We'll come back from the break. We go down to Unimol. Unimol is busy with pre-season training. Don't go away. Welcome back, everybody. It's Cape Rugby TV. In studio with me, Jerome Parvater. A lot of clubs busy with pre-season training at the moment. Jerome, that's exactly what it is right now. A lot of clubs are busy with pre-season. They'll take a break probably in the next week or two, and then get going again.
Yeah, I also think a lot of clubs will stop next week, which is normal because a lot of people are going on holiday after next week or next week. So, it's but I must say a lot of clubs were busy, so they will leave. The players will leave much stronger and fitter, and come next year, a few weeks won't make them too unfit. then they just had to catch up again.
But when it's pre-season training, it's not rugby training, it's strength and conditioning.
It's strength and conditioning, and yeah, you can do ball skills, which you don't have a lot of time for during the season, so you can do all that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, any player who comes to a rugby training session, even though they're doing strength and conditioning, he still wants to throw the ball around.
They still want to.
Yeah.
They still.
So you can do a couple of drills.
Yeah. And then conditioning games with the ball, so they get fit by playing. It's up and down and all sorts of games you can play with the ball. Yeah.
When you guys are busy with your coaching sessions, do you explain that to coaches to keep it involved, to keep making the players feel like they're playing rugby?
Yeah, no, exactly. And we also encourage the coaches, because the coaches that help us there just want to talk, and we say, listen, let's keep on going, and then we talk afterwards. So keep the blood flowing and let them run. Yeah.
All right, folks. Well, one of the clubs that is busy is, of course, Unimill. Unimill are busy with pre-season, and we managed to catch up with some of the training session, as well as Jody Dennis, who's one of the wings there, as well as Carl Noonan, who plays prop, fullback Elroy Brandt, and the strength and conditioning coach Norman Mukandiwa. This feature was brought to you by MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy and Score Energy Drinks.
Yeah, no, it's been a great year. It's obviously rugby looks like it's a 12-month sport now, so we're going all the way through the year. Yeah, it's just fun to see your friends, your teammates to play with them the whole year. So yeah, no, it's been good. Yeah, no, it's been fun. Like you said, we've been training Monday to Thursday. I've learned a lot there at the HPC and bringing it back to our club. So it's been a massive benefit to be there, just in terms of how they train, what the volume is. So it shows that there's definitely room for improvement here at the club level. Yeah, so training twice a week at the club, it shows that you can actually do a bit more. Yeah, now if you look at the players, we have a good mix. We have some youngsters and we have guys that's been at the club over 5 years. Yeah, but like I said, the blend look like it's good at Milnerton. We're growing our younger players. If you look at our players like Kyle Kermis, he's a flyer from last year. Very young, very talented. So we're slowly getting these younger guys into the system, and you can see I think Milton has a bright future.
No, definitely. It's great to get back on the grass, as you said, and get running with the lads and socialising again around such a great group of guys. This team culture has brought everyone together, and then once again pulling the fitness together with that, it's made things easier, but it's still been hard work and hard graft from the CrossFit back now into the fields and getting moving. But it's been exciting. I'm happy to be back. It's awesome. As I said earlier, the atmosphere and the team vibe and everyone bringing you together and pulling you into the team early, it's very different to what I've experienced before. Being in the UK even before Joburg, and then coming to Joburg and getting to the grips of Joburg culture, and now down in Cape Town, I must say this is definitely my favourite place to be. Yeah, 100%. And Ben as well, he's been someone I also looked up to. I mean, the way he played on the field and the aggression he played with, it's something I looked up to as a forward as well. But as you say, having these legends here, and when I was a lighty, I was looking up to those guys, so it's good to be around them. I don't know if I should call them WIM coach as well, but yeah, it's been amazing so far.
Yeah, it was. I think it was a great season for us. It's just we didn't have a goal going in because we haven't played rugby for a while. But it was just good. We didn't have any serious injuries. We actually surprised ourselves. But because we didn't give ourselves really a chance, we just threw the dice and we ended up playing quarters. So for us it was a great year. But now just to take it the next step next year. Yeah, it's good to be back, and especially with all the new guys coming in. Unimo is always a family. We love all the new people here. It's in a lot of new faces, as you can see. It's just the numbers are not doing us justice tonight. But if you came last week, lots of numbers. The boys are in great gears. But we're looking forward to next year, man. It's exciting. Yeah, it's not every day you get your coaches that you can search on Google. You know, they have a lot of experience, as like Adrian would love us to know. And whenever we get to Cock, he'll always let us know he's the one that beat the All Blacks down that side. But I think it's just great being here, man. That's all that we want. And now, let's just do it. Because I don't want to talk too much, because I did that at the beginning of the year and then we fall short. But let's just hope we can do it next year, man.
Yeah, it's awesome. We don't mind it. The big thing with our club is we always try to keep the doors open. And it's always nice to have the guys back at this time of the season. It presents us with a fantastic opportunity to work on some other things that we can never work on. It's in the season. As an SSC coach, I think is a big thing is we get our running technique in, and we are blessed at this club because of the resources that we have. So we've managed to incorporate that as well with a few CrossFit sessions here and there. But yeah, it's really nice to be back again. We're on the back end now, so it's always very high skilled, and that's always our approach to it. Everything is very much game based, and it's really just to get back into it. We keep it very it's basic, and you can see the guys are loving it, and that's exactly what we are emphasizing on. There has to be a plan to it, and the big thing for us here at our club is a lot of prehab, and we look at our players, we take care of them off the field. So this is a fantastic opportunity to assess the injuries and everything, but there always has got to be a plan, and to that plan there's a progression to it, and we're going now, I think it's into the break, and our guys go away and they've got something to work on. Once we come back in Jan, then it's a bit of testing. And like what you said, that the rugby season has become a 12-month game. So we trust them, and I believe that we're competing in one of the toughest leagues it's in the country. So it's our guys, you know, they take that on, and they are very keen. It's on the challenge that awaits us in 2023.
This feature was brought to you by MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy and Score Energy Drinks. Right, there we go. Jerome, so club's busy with their pre-season, but off this, on the side of the field, let's just quickly catch up on a couple of things. Currently, the HSBC 7s happening in Cape Town this weekend. Obviously, a big event in the year. Everybody's excited for it. But from a local perspective, one of your players, club rugby players, come through the ranks. Ricky Duarte now in the national side.
Yeah, Ricky. I mean, he made a big name for himself last week, playing in the final, which the Blitzbok win, and he was man of the match. So yeah, well done to him. And the beginning of the year, he was part of the Curry Cup training squad, and he said he's got an offer to go and train at SAS at Stellenbosch with the Blitzbok squad, and he said he's going to give it a go, and I said, yeah, I think you can make it, and well done to him. He's playing sevens now, he's in the Blitzbok setup.
But it's also that time of year where the weather is perfect in Cape Town. It's the perfect travel destination. Oxford University, I believe, is in town.
Yeah, Oxford University is here. They play Monday evening. They played against Marties, and Marties beat them comfortably, but they played with sort of the guys that they want to see. And then Thursday afternoon, UCT are playing them.
Yeah. Right, Jerome, well, thanks for joining us. We'll catch up with you again next week.
Always a pleasure. See you next week.
Fantastic. There we go, folks. That's a wrap from us then this evening. We'll see you again next week, same time, same place. Have a fantastic rugby weekend. Bye-bye.